The following program is rated R O Y A.
Mr. Royal, where are you?
I'm here. Here's a story, and it may seem crazy, but believe me, this is true, boys and girls. They gave us happy meals, but deep down under, this is one sad world. Here's a story that's just as crazy. They've been controlling our minds all along with one program or another. It's the Twilight Zone. Now, some may say I'm just some crazy fella, and my opinions are nothing more than a hunch. Okay, they're enough. Let's get it on. Let's find out why did they clone Tyrone. They clone Tyrone. They clone Tyrone. So today we find out why they clone Tyrone.
Yeah! Damn, that boy can sing.
You must be crazy.
He good.
They cloned Tyone. One of the most highly anticipated films of 2023, now available on the Netflix streaming platform, is the topic of today's discussion. But fair warning here, spoiler alert, I will be discussing the plot and premise of the film. I will be discussing conspiracy theories. I will be discussing connections. Basically,
I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
wait, what? There's a rabbit hole?
Yes.
But first, let's ask ourselves, how did we get here? They Cloned Tyrone was shopped to several studios, but it found a home at Macro Media. It was directed by Jewel Taylor, whose talents have been lent to several films such as Transformers: Rise of the Beast, and of course, Creed 2. Let's get into the cast. They Cloned Tyrone stars John Boyega as Fontaine, the living legend Jamie Foxx as Slick Charles, the beautiful queen Tiana Paris as Yo-Yo, Kiefer Sutherland as Nixon, the up-and-coming and very talented J. Alphonse Nicholson as Isaac, David Allen Greer as the Preacher. And here we go. The film courageously starts out with a song called Peeping Tom, and if you pay attention, it foreshadows the premise and the overall tonality of the film. The attention to detail that is shown in this film is evident from the very beginning. The moment we see the corner store littered with subliminal marketing, it reminded me of something I've seen since I was a kid. Advertising that just didn't make sense. Colt 45, featuring Red Fox. Black people love him. He's funny. Well, let me tell you what's not funny. What malt liquor does to people. Billy D. Williams. Black people love his voice. They love his acting. Well, I'm not acting when I use my voice to tell you, with a catchphrase like, it works every time, you won't be working anywhere anytime soon other than a penitentiary with those charges. You know what? They're just not going to be fooled by people who just sing and dance. We need to show them that they're united, that we're about their cause. We need to show them that we believe in them being together. Yeah, something tells me Wakanda is not going to approve of this. It even gets deeper. They don't need celebrities. They can just play on what you want in life. You want to be in a relationship and have a really nice date with someone? Smoke a Newport. It's going to give you so much pleasure. Got a girlfriend? Got a bike? But need a job? Smoke your Newport. We'll get you there. And oh yeah, we'll even get you a black girlfriend that does not care that there's a cigarette aimed 2 inches from her hair. And the lies just keep coming. I mean, look at these two. There is no way their teeth are this white after all the smoking they've done. I mean, especially look at her. She's dressed out for a night on the town and he's dressed like a circus clown, even from back in those days. Aw, look at that. Even Newport wanted to get down on the culture. Look at her throwing up her little Wakanda forever. And look at this cat here. I guess he does smoke now. And apparently he's trying to brand her like she's Killmonger. And clearly, before they even cloned Tyrone, Newport cloned this guy. I mean, really, was he just the safest black guy in America at that time? Through an unexpected series of events, a dope boy, a pimp, and a lady of the night find themselves entangled in an underground controversy that makes Operation Deep Throat look like a witch hunt.
Yeah, that's right. We had deep throat that Watergate, calm down. I got the receipts right here. They cloning motherfuckers as we speak in secret laboratories.
And let's not forget where this elevator was located at that they're taking underground. It was located in a place that had drugs that didn't mean the community any good. Hey, I guess it really was a trap house. As if seeing an elevator in a trap house isn't shocking enough to them, The next thing they find will blow their mind. A Caucasian man listening to urban music with an afro. And that's just the tip of the iceberg, because the further they research, they start to see chemicals, drugs, and what Fontaine finds, it blew his freaking mind. He found another Fontaine.
Two Fontaine, double Tane.
Any great film understands character development. This is where we get to delve into the character of Yo-Yo a little bit more. Now, let's go a little bit deeper. We learn that Yo-Yo is fascinated with Nancy Drew. What's so symbolic about that? Crime, mystery, solving, a young lady empowered to find the truth. And the truth is, we all knew from how Fontaine positioned himself when he sat down, he was not preparing for bed. Thus, the pop-up from Yo-Yo. The next day, we see one of the oldest tricks in the book, but I don't have to explain it. I'll let Dave tell you about it.
The whole time, they're trying to convince me I'm insane.
No way.
We landed on the moon!
Fontaine and his goons, if you will, storm the castle. They find nothing, and that's just the classic rope-a-dope, the bait and switch.
Are you a member of Stolen Rooms?
Later, we catch up to Yo-Yo, Slick Charles, and Fontaine trying to make sense of what happened, when suddenly, Slick Charles is triggered by a commercial on TV. They're dancing for chicken? Paul, take us away.
I didn't think I'd live this long to see a nigga dance for a piece of chicken. That's a goddamn shame. Something pop. What is it gonna be next week? Watermelon chicken? We've got a great commercial idea. We're gonna, it's chicken, popcorn chicken.
This commercial was one of the most important parts of the film, and here's why. Without the commercial programming, they don't go to the restaurant. If they don't go to the restaurant, then Slick Charles doesn't get a chance to put two and two together and discover that
It's the chicken. It's the goddamn chicken.
in a blink if you miss it moment, the art of storytelling married to the cinematography of this scene is such a masterpiece to withhold. From a storytelling perspective, it shows that the moment you stop putting the chicken or poison into your body, then your mind will regain focus.
But you ain't checking for what you put in your body.
And from a cultural perspective, we have Slick Charles, the OG, letting Fontaine know, don't do that in here. We got to do this another way.
Your uncle picked up a gun, too. He had to find out the hard way.
And then the cinematic cherry on top, centered perfectly in between all of them, is the clone that brought the whole system down, all for a possibility of a Shalimar.
You ever heard of a Shalimar?
Shalimar.
Yeah.
You gonna give me a Shalimar?
You could give me some chicken.
Love that chicken from Popeye.
What do you have? Ooh, you like big brown thighs?
Love big brown
yeah.
thighs.
Oh, yeah.
Channeling her inner Nancy Drew, Yo-Yo's worst fears are realized. It's deeper than fried chicken. We have a full-blown conspiracy going on. From the moon landing to chemtrails, MK Ultra, flat earthers, Tupac, 9/11, The Simpsons, and JFK. We all love a good conspiracy theory, don't we?
The Zapruder film has been edited. JFK shot first.
After finding out the whole city is under observation, the black Nancy Drew is back on the case. Yo-Yo realizes that it's not just in the chicken, it's in the perm, it's in the church.
Trust. Say it with me.
Trust me when I tell you that this man here is definitely a clone. Don't believe me? Just watch. That was then, and this is now.
Everybody used to tease me because I didn't speak jive and like I couldn't dance to save my life. But the only step I really knew was like, you know, that step that Springsteen does in a Dancing in the Dark video.
Oh, and by the way, don't forget to take your communion.
Great train. Come the fuck out.
They said hell was beneath us. I just didn't know it was under the church. Now, while this definitely may not have been hell, it's definitely hell on earth. I mean, you got MIT, NASA, Tuskegee experiment, with Clockwork Orange, enemy of the state type operations going on here. After being exposed to the underground Truman Show, they barely make it back topside. But now they got to get the word out, or so they think.
Olympia Black.
Keith Sutherland must have really gotten an upgrade after his role in A Time to Kill, because look, his clone got a promotion.
Olympia Black.
Olympia Black. From the moment we heard that phrase, the internet has been abuzz to what actually does Olympia Black mean, or who is Olympia Black? Where does it come from? Well, luckily for you, you got me. Olympia Black is a pseudonym for an indie author who writes science fiction. Olympia Black has done such books as My Human Pet, Human, Volunteer 471047114712. Now, in the film, it's used as a form of control, but notice, it's really just physical, as Sean Carter once told us.
Lock my body, can't trap my mind.
All in all, it was very creative of the writers of this film, or Olympia Black, to include this in here, which makes me think and believe that whoever Olympia Black really is may just be one of the writers on Who Cloned Tyrone.
Get the fuck out of here.
Once they find out that not only are they being cloned, they're basically the hood version of the Manchurian Candidate, they all take it differently. Fontaine all but gives up. Yo-Yo gets kidnapped. And Slick Charles, well, he deals with it in his own way. How does the saying go? You can't keep a good clone down? Well, that's exactly what happened. When Slick Charles and Fontaine find out Yo-Yo's been kidnapped, they hash a plan to go underground and, well, fight these monsters and find Yo-Yo. And let's be honest, this isn't the first time Fontaine had to go underground and fight a monster. Let's not forget about his original clone.
I'm the only thing standing in front of the apocalypse.
I don't know whether it was T'Challa, Tupac, or Malcolm X, but all I know is whoever made the call to get the hood together on this one, it was epic.
Well, let's get it, man.
And get it, they did. When they stormed the underground, it brought a tear to my eye. Let's catch back up with Fontaine, Yo-Yo, and Slick Charles. Yo-Yo and Slick Charles are in their own battle with Kiefer. And what's so brilliant about this battle is that it shows the love between Slick Charles and Yo-Yo. It was her attention to detail that made her realize how to outsmart Nixon. She realized Slick Charles was missing something. He was missing them rings. And that way she was able to use her mind to control the situation. Now, what about Fontaine? Excuse me, I mean Chester. Excuse me, I mean the HNIC. When they say it be your own people, I guess they ain't lying. It was so crazy to see that the reasoning behind Professor Fontaine's reasoning for doing this is assimilation is better than annihilation. Welp, can't say I agree with that, and neither does Fontaine. Do you, Fontaine?
Olympia Black. Olympia Black. I am not a clone. He is. Shoot him.
See? You can lock the body, but you'll never trap the mind. And lastly, I must address this. For all those people thinking that Jamie Foxx is an actual clone, you're right. How do I know? I know this model he is now is about I think he's model 10,000, because I remember the first model, and here's my proof.
Every single word that came out of Calvin Candy's mouth was nothing but horseshit. But he was right about one thing. I am that one nigga in 10,000.